Hello, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Are you?
I'm very good, babies. You're the first one again.
Yes, I'm not good.
It was the same thing.
But someone wrote no, Angie.
Yes, she wrote a message in the chat, sharing the interest to getting in the meeting, but wait for her. Okay, Vivian, how have you been?
Today? Teacher, you can understand?
How have you been? What about
Um,
this week?
okay.
Oh,
Well, good. Working, studying, working and studying. Preparing things for the last year in the school and keep keeping calm.
but it's very important that you're bossing because you can learn a lot and you can use your time that you want. Okay, Vivian, I'm going to start with you. The topic for today is public versus private school in education. So I shared with you a video about this topic by Skype. Did you watch it?
Yes, I watch it yesterday.
Yes. And could you tell me your ideas or your understanding about the video that I shared with you?
Well, did you like a debate in the private and public school? They share some things about the amount of independence, the parents' opinions, like their students and students. Um, I mean, who survived by phone the school, but or I don't know, I understand that the private school is better than the public school. And the other thing is that it's the same, but it's the same as the neighborhood. So
Mhm.
you're saying that there are some schools, private schools, that are expensive. But I guess that is out of the
Mhm.
level. But yes, I mean, it's
Mhm. Yeah, you're right. Moreover, in this video, we can find a lot of facts about money influence in the education.
oh yes, it's about the buildings, the structures and everything. Because I don't remember the name. But someone there is in the video is in the background of the video. It talks about the better school, even the building
Mhm.
is good. So the big studying is amazing. So the most important thing is the education, the quality and the education. And about the public school, um, the amount of teachers is huge, it's huge, and the payment of the government and the taxes and everything is expensive for you. I can remember.
Don't worry about it. Yes, you're right. So the idea for today is talk about different subtopics like assessment system, behaviors of our students in these different kind of places, students discipline, teachers preparation, right? And it's very important that you can take into account our expectations and compare some ideas, yes, in order to get a conclusion about the advantages and disadvantages of our work in these other places. Yes, for example, when we work in a private school, we sometimes miss some conditions from a public school. For example, when we talk about the salary, or we can find do some mistakes in the education
Yeah,
of a public school, because it's very important the compayment in a private school. So it's a great difference, a very relevant difference thing when we compare these both places.
yeah, that's true.
Mhm. Yes. So, but it's very important that you have expectations about uh, this kind of situations in order to get or choose a good decision when we have the opportunity to choose a private or public college, right? If for us as a teachers, or for example for our children, yes, and we have to take into account moreover some situations that we would like to avoid, right? For
Yeah,
example, the class size is very interesting use of a topic, because we can find in a public school classrooms with, for example, 30 or 35 students, and it's easier working with less students, for example, with 10 students, 20, with 15 students. Yes, it's
yeah,
easier
that's
for us.
the exercise in a public school. Very good, like the environment. It's
Mhm.
completely different. In my classroom, only 45 students, and it's hard. And now I work in a private school, and
Oh,
the
great.
amount of students is 25, 25 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's better that you have to recognize the different conditions of the students, because just 4, 5 months ago, I went to a meeting to the teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and they said there were teachers at public schools and private schools. And the teachers the public schools um, were anxious and were worried about inclusion students. So they don't have any idea how to manage the students or how to teach them. And in contrast with our teachers from private school, we said, okay, but we have to know and we have to try. So what happened? But I don't know. I think that is from the friend of mine or they change minds or I don't know. Because yes, it's true that in the English, in the college, and everything, you
Mm-hmm.
can find someone with autism, and you have to teach them in the good way. You have to keep in
Yes.
mind the condition, but how to teach them. But
Yes, when
yes,
we're working with the students, it's an easy work because we can implement a lot of tools and they can understand in a better way, right? Sometimes when we have a great group, um, half group is paying attention and the other half perhaps is distracted, looking at the window, jumping, playing, and thinking about another things not related with our class. Yes, and that's not useful for us because perhaps we will have to repeat our explanations on a lot of things that are very difficult for us, right?
yes,
And you're right. We have to take into account a lot of things when we're working, especially with the elementary or primary school, because we have to take care of them. And the most important thing, I believe, when we're working with children, is the companion and the discipline information because they're thinking to another things and they can understand, yes, totally the importance of paying attention in a class or how useful is a class for them, especially when, for example, we're talking about a special language, in this case English, right?
yeah,
Right. They don't, sometimes they don't like, we have to show our classes in a funny way in order to get their participation
yes.
and
It's
they
a little
can understand.
clown, like a clown.
Yes, that's a real situation. Okay, David, thank you very much. um, I'm going to invite to Angie. Angie, can you hear me? Angie?
Ah, yes, yes, it can. Hi, good evening.
Yes, I can. How are you, Angie? Welcome. Welcome to our
Thanks.
meeting. It's been a long time without seeing you.
Yes, I know. Sorry.
No, don't worry. Hope you could see our last encounters, yes, our last topics in this case. I would like to know if did you watch the video that I shared with you by Skype?
Yes, I watched the video.
And can you tell me, please, what did you understand about this video? What about this video?
Okay, the about um okay. The video is about a high school, an urban high school in a I don't remember.
You can see in
Mm,
the show the main idea, the topic for this meeting, a private and public school
uh,
education.
yes, and private education. I It's a speaking.
Yes.
Okay, it's a meaning or I don't know speaking about about the difference between a high school and the private high school.
Private and public education.
Public, yes, yeah, yeah. This is the word, public education.
Mhm.
Uh, okay.
Okay, after watching this video, we can understand some more relevant ideas. Yes, in this case, the author talks about the influence of money in the education. I would like to know what do you think about the influence money in the education, and what about the difference between the influence money in a private school um, against the public school, because as we know, the public school is free. What do you think about it?
Okay, I think that in New York is very different in to Colombian education, and the public education is great. Is I know that is education for all, equal for all, but the private education is a different education because this education um, this education I don't know how do you say fortalecen. I don't remember.
Excuse me?
How do you say fortalecen? I don't remember in this moment. How do you say
Do you say
fortalecen?
fortalecer? For defend, strengthening,
Okay.
sharpening.
Okay. This education fortalence, you say
Yes.
the skills in 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 which person uh, in for example private education is a this student need is excellent for sports and then the teachers for the lesson that this is skilled. uh, i
Yes.
I think that this is the different.
Mhm.
I know that it's very expensive the private school, and but I think that is the best way to teach um the teach a student because it's different.
Okay, you're right. You can find a lot of differences between these two different scenarios, because as a teachers we must have a view about the both, right? Like I told you to Vivian, it's very important that also teachers we have an idea about the difference between both places, for example, to work or choosing a better place for our children when we have, yes, and we can compare all things. For example, assessment system, that I would like to start with this. And what do you think about the difference or the differences between assessment system in public and private schools? Do you consider any difference? And could you explain your answer, please? Vivian, could you start, please?
Okay. Um, yes, I guess I studied different because in some schools, public, the education is very better than a private school. And because in this kind of school, the teachers the teaching and the students have to understand and have to take a task in terms in that courses or disciplines and have to present evaluations of the term or even in some schools have central evaluation. They have to present it. They have to present places, worksheets, if they don't pass, if they can pass the exam. And I think that this kind of it, this kind of improvement is better. On the other hand, in private schools, I guess that it's a bit flexible because the schools have to understand the condition of the students. I believe that in the most of the private schools, even a lot of inclusion students, more than the public. And the schools have to keep in mind this, the condition of the students. So they have to organize different assessments, different curriculum, different everything in order to help the student and improve their ability.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even the previous school that I work at the school, the evaluation is completely different. So the education probably is good, and the teachers are good teachers, but the way to get something, some quality of the evaluations, the assessments, the everything about the evaluation framework have to be in order and involve the condition of the student. And
Mm-hmm.
probably some schools have just one evaluation or evaluate like other kind of assessments that they can send as part of their evaluation, but other way in order to select, to improve, and yeah, everything about evaluation to students.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is 50-50, the kind of the assessment holding in the school.
Thank you very much. You're right. Uh, Sometimes in the public school, we can acquire a general assessment, right? But in a private school, the parents, perhaps for that reason, so the parents are very attentive for all
Yeah.
situations with their children. For example, what's happening with my child in this subject, right?
Mm,
Why
yeah,
did
yeah,
they lose these grades? Yes. What about his or her behavior today? Yes. And they usually ask to the teachers in a private school about the children. Yes.
yes,
But
that's
it's
true.
totally different when we talk about a public public schools
Parents are different.
students. Yes. You're right. Very good. Now, I would like to know about the opinion of Angie about this situation. Angie, do you consider differences between the assessment system in a private or a public school?
Yes, I think that there are a lot of difference
Mm-hmm.
between
Yes.
public and private school.
Can you explain from your own opinion what difference you can find?
Okay, the first that okay, yes, I get the first is that the cost. The public educate school is free, and the private is have a cost, has a cost. And okay, the second different I think that is the education. because uh, the teacher worked about that um, about the needs to need the children.
Okay.
Um,
At least
I think that
focus on the assessment system or evaluation system. What about it?
yes,
You think?
yeah, it's different, and I think that um, it, okay, the public school have a lot of students in a classroom. In a private school, I think that uh, 10, 11 school children for classroom, and it's very important because the teacher dedicate more time uh, to a student.
Okay. That's right. That's a restriction. Like another kind of difference you can share with us.
Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. I don't know.
You don't have more words?
No, I don't have more. I don't remember in this moment the
Okay.
difference.
Moreover, if at any moment you can share with us any comment, any idea, you can do it, right? But um, my recommendation, my relevant recommendation in all of our encounters, as you can be relaxed and don't be afraid because when you're nervous, you can forget words, vocabulary, points, pronunciation, right? But that is a confidence meeting, right? So don't worry about it. We're going to continue with our next question. Yes, in this case, I would like to know about if you consider any difference between the quality education in public and private schools. Yes, do you think it changed one to other or no? Wants to start? Wants to share the personal opinion? Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, of course. Thank you.
Okay, I consider that there are different between education quality in the public and the private school because in after I say that the teachers have more time to the students
Mm-hmm.
in the classrooms, and uh, there are uh, less students in the private school than the public school. If this is very important, and I think that the teacher have uh, more um, I don't know.
Yes, you're right. Continue with your idea.
the teacher have
Has.
okay, the teachers have uh,
Mhm.
mm, experience is the word. Um,
Experience.
yeah. Um, I think that is more easy teach in a private school because the students um, go to that school because um, um, his parents need a excellent education for them. For that reason, have a quality that the private education.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what happened? As a teachers, we have many expectations about different kind of works, right? In this case, if we have to choose between a private or public school, we could consider different ideas. For example, I could say that I would prefer working in a public school, yes, and I would like to do it because I would like to improve the conditions in what the students are learning this language, because I know majority of public schools uh, hasn't the idea of a bilingual education, right? That's that's totally different when we talk about the private school, because in a private school, all teachers try to understand English, or for example, the basic commands in order to understand in a better way all books, all texts, on all instructions that we can find in a private school. Yes, and today, step by step, we're improving our English in different private schools, because all of them want to show, want to offer a better education, because it has a cost, right? And if they have a great college, and if they offer a bilingual program, they can cost in a better way for them, right? You have to think about it. But we have to think, moreover, about the conditions, the working conditions for the teachers, right? Because, moreover, we can find in a private classroom more tools, or more softwares for our students a better education, a better understanding in an English class. But it's totally different in a public school, right? But you're right. And my recommendation is, when you're trying to explain an idea, if you don't find an appropriate word, try to find a synonym, right? In order to, you can't stop, you don't have to stop your explanation because you don't have a word, because you're right, yes, and you're trying to do it very good, yes. Okay. Now, I would like to know if you consider um, differences between the students' discipline in those different scenarios. What do you think about it? Vivian, will you consider any difference between the students' discipline in a public and private school?
Yes, of course, there are
Mm-hmm.
differences in those kind of environments. So first of all, in private schools, the quantity students 20, 25, and it's better that a teacher can manage the group and can improving their behavior.
Mhm.
And for instance, trying to not to organize the night, give some tools or tips to the student in order to be responsible, quiet, strong, and everything. So I think that it's better, even if the student have a bad behavior, it doesn't matter because the teacher can manage their behavior. That
Mhm.
in a public school is different because for 40, 35, even 45 students, yes, a teacher can manage a group, and if the teacher have a great organ in the classes, it's really nice. But the behavior of the student always will be the same. If the student is have a behavior, well, I think that always is the same because if the baby is good, is irresponsible, and well, have those characteristics about the bad behavior, it's kind of difficult for the teacher, I guess, to try to contact parents. I believe that it's more difficult because the condition of the parent, the work, the job of the
Mhm.
parent, and everything, the environment to live the students. Uh, I think that this kind of population is rude to manage, and it's really hard to manage their behavior. So
Yes.
yes, it's a huge difference between public and
Hard
private
work.
schools. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vivi. Now, you, Angie, what do you think about the students' discipline differences in the both scenarios?
Okay, I think that there are difference because in a public school the students, well, there are same students that your parents say you go to the school, and the attitude the student is angry or indisciplined is a word I don't remember, and um, they don't like it and study or pay attention in the class. It is difficult for some students focus in a class. The teacher is uh, for the teacher is a complicated and attend and pay attention to all the students in a public school. Is different in a private school because the student for they is necessary to learn, it is a different education. For me, okay, I think that is enjoy to learn in a private school because the teacher playing the class is indifferent. The class is about the games, and it is a comfortable class. For that reason, the students say, "Oh, it's a great class. I love to study in this school." I
Mhm.
think that is different for that reason.
Okay, you're right. I agree with you when you talk about the importance of implementing different kind of activities for our students. Spending a lot of time or a long time it's in a same topic or in a same explanation. For example, when we're talking about a topic, mm, for our students it's very hard because they can get very boring, right? Yeah, they will be very boring if you're talking on all of your classes because they're asking you all the time, teacher, I want to say this, I want to drive, I want to sing, I want to jump, I want to play. Yes, and it's very important that according to their needs, we can implement different kind of tools or sources to avoid mistakes, or in this case, avoid boring in our classes. Yes, very good. So, an important topic that that Vivian was naming is the class size, because that's the most relevant difference for me between both scenarios. Why? Because when we're working in a public school, we can find great and big groups, and it's not so easy work with them because we have to implement many influence and useful strategies to avoid bad behaviors, yes, and to avoid the distractions between our students. It's, it's an easy work when we can work with a less group, yes, a small group of students, and we can tell them, be quiet, silence, what do you think about it, please share your ideas, please participate in this activity, in this practical game, practical activity, and it's very comfortable for us. But in any situation, if you don't have the opportunity to change the size of our class, we have to implement and think about and evaluate our strategies to avoid any mistake and any burning place, right? So, do you consider that's a disadvantage of a public school, having a big class size, Vivian?
Teacher, you told me something?
Excuse me,
I can't understand.
didn't you understand, right?
Yes, I can understand.
Okay,
Please
don't worry,
repeat.
I'm going to repeat.
Yeah.
Do you consider it's a disadvantage having a big class size? For example, when we talk about the public school, but we have to take into account that in some private school, we find big group of students very similar to a public school, right?
Ah, yeah.
So, do you consider that's a disadvantage for in a public school having a big class
Mm,
size?
well, I can say. Well, I got you when I studied.
Yes.
Because I studied in a public school, as I told
Mm-hmm.
you. So it's I don't know. Sometimes, because if if the teacher has to show something, like an activity, and have to no, if the teacher needs a lot of students, probably it's better that the group is full size and there is a lot of friends, whatever kind of students, because the activity will be improved by this. So I think that is one of the advantages from the big group. What else? Probably if it is a nice teacher, I'm completely sure because I had a teacher from philosophy that but he's really funny and actually he's working at this school and he teaches my sister and I seen a video when I studied and I saw my sister, and he continued teaching the same. Funny, with a good strategies, and doesn't matter if the group is huge, with a lot of students, and doesn't matter the activity or the topic. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
is part of the teacher because well we have to found the activities the correct ways to teach whatever it is and students. I think that is the other advantage. Uh, Disadvantage and your other advantage.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Very good, Vivi. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're right. It's very important to evaluate our strategies to implement in our classes with big groups. So, can you continue with your ideas, Angie?
Sorry, teacher, I didn't understand. Partner
Don't you understand
Vivian.
the question?
Okay, please repeat the question.
Okay, don't worry about it. So, when we talk about the class size, yes, we're talking, or we mean the number of students in each class. Yes,
Ah, okay,
are
yeah.
there disadvantages of working with a big group of students or no?
Okay, yes, I think that is necessary change the difference place when the teach that when the teacher teach same topic, some topics, because for the students it's necessary um, look or see different aspect in a class. I think that is different the class side than in a classroom because the student feels a different situation when the teacher, for example, need to teach an assured. It is very important that the students look the mm, the different as the the public school is very difficult to work site because you need a difference because you need a difference um, um, uh, I don't know how do you say permisos
Permits?
because the teacher need different permits to work in other site. And in the public school, I don't know, but I I listen a pedagogical and, and pedagogical sites
Mm-hmm.
is a moment when the teachers teach a different thing, but is one in a year. Uh, I think in the private school is is normal to live with students to teach different topics. Um, the teachers for the teacher is normal to live with the children for to teach different topics. in the children, the students says, okay, the teachers, the children uh, um, stand in other place. Okay, I said is a different.
I don't understand what you said, maybe.
Sorry.
I don't understand what you maybe. The problem is I don't know how. Yes, and I could not hear you well. So I believe you have some troubles with your communication. But I'm going to work with our next question, right? So
Okay,
I
sorry.
will. Don't worry.
Okay,
Can
okay.
you or want you continue?
Sorry, teacher. I don't hear you.
Do you want to continue with your explanation?
Yes,
Okay, continue.
yes. Okay, okay.
Angie, I can hear a noisy environment around you. I believe you can change your working place in order to you can concentrate and you can understand all I'm telling you or we're talking about, right? So if you have some connection problem or in this case noisy problem, tell me, right? But try to solve it. So Vivian, can you hear me, Vivian?
Now, yes, but I can understand the question completely.
Okay. Vivian, I know, especially when we're learning and we're studying, we have different expectations about your working place, about your, in this case, our students, our mates. But I would like to know about your working place expectations. You can use an idea about our main topic of today. Yes, you can say I would like to work in a public school because I like to work with more people, or you can share your idea that you want.
Okay. Um, well, to tell you the truth, I would like to work in an academy,
Mhm.
work in a university. I'm teaching since 2 years in a school. I think for language that interesting. Yes, I have learned a lot. My coworkers always was good, but I guess academy is better for me. I like work with adults or
Mhm.
with young people, but I would like to show the others the importance of the language or that I do. So in my next expectation for the for my next job, for my future work job, um, I would like to work in an environment with students that know that they have to learn a language in a good way, and they're going to some teachers that can help them in a good way, can explain um, every every everything about it. Are you is university? But I think that it's nice too because you can share with important people or really smart teachers. And I like it. I like the academy environment. So
Mhm.
I would like
Yes.
to work in those kind of places. I think that is really nice.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. You're right. Some people can feel comfortable working with children, but other people don't. Yes, and it's very important recognizing the reasons about this decision because it's not so easy choosing a good environment to work, right? For example, you prefer working with teenagers, with adults, adolescents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we can find people who want to work with children, yes, and we can say no, I don't like it. It's difficult. You have to accompany the children all the time. You have to be very attentive with different difficult situations. But it's I believe this is a now decision, and thank you very much for this idea. Right?
Okay.
Okay, Angie. Uh, what about your expectations in terms of your working place?
Okay, my expectation uh, for this work is learn more English. Is okay for me. Is very is necessary to learn English in this work. I would like to teach, for example, children teach,
You're
and
currently
I will.
working with children, right?
Yes, in this moment I'm a secretary.
Mm-hmm.
In another moment, I would like to teach English
Okay.
um, in school and um, in other scenario, in other work.
Yes. Will you
Yeah, for
consider
example, I would
any
like to
special
work.
course?
No, but I would like to travel um, and I would like to work in other country. For example, I would like to travel to Boston and live in this place. And
It will be great.
in this moment, I would like to work, for example, a guide tour, because I live in a San Agustin. Is a tourist place. Yes, this is my expectation for my work.
Okay. You don't consider choosing a better decision if you say, I prefer working in a public or private school, right? Or you consider you
Okay.
like just working with children at any place?
Uh, in this moment. Okay. After I worked in a public school. I'm studied pedagogical.
Pedagogical?
I don't know.
Yes, I
Yes.
don't know.
Eh, okay. Um, yes, I teach to in a public school, in a private school, but I would like to teach children because I love to eat to work with them. I think that and I feel good with them.
Yes, yes. And so, like I told to Vivian, sometimes we can think in a different way when you relate the children with noise, with bad behaviors, with a bored family, but that's not so. Because when you're working with vocation, we can find the best opportunities, especially when you can find different problems or troubles in your work. So if you prefer working with children, it's because you feel good working with them, and you can feel comfortable. You can feel vocation working with them. And now I would like to know your opinion about an special case, right? As a teacher, how could you help a student with an inappropriate behavior? What strategies will you use in this case? Angie, can you hear me, Angie?
Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
Okay. Could you share with us your opinion about this? The situation? Okay, I'm going to continue with Vivian, please, because it's very important using in the best way our time. I can hear you well, Vivian. Excuse me. Some words, but I can feel that your microphone perhaps is far your mouth.
Oh, yeah. Work. Oh,
I can now.
yeah. Yes.
Yes. Hmm.
With about behavior, um, well, you have to plan different activities or different side ideas in order to catch the attention from the students and try to calm or if you keep learning in another way because if the student doesn't like the activity that we are making, well, that's terrible. But we have to look for the best way, even if the student, um, yeah, if they don't like the activity, probably I try to change their position or I try to make that he or she do another activity. Try to get out of the context and what else? As I told you, if it's in the class with a grammar topic or something, probably I have to sit down the student next to me and help him or her with the activity and try to explain again, but just for this student. or take another student like a tutor and try to help this student by this way.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think that I use those strategies, the most
Yes.
common. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It's very important that also teachers, we're able to attend any situation, good, bad, comfortable, or no. But you're right. The accompaniment is one of the most important things. Thank you very much, Vivian. So, MG, are you present? Yes or
Okay,
no?
see, yes. Sorry. Okay. When you say that in a inappropriate behavior, you say that the student rudeness through and in in okay in in what case he okay the student is rudeness, for example.
Mm-hmm. For example,
uh,
if you have a student who doesn't want to participate in class or
ah
doesn't want to stay
okay
in the classroom, right?
okay in this case okay okay, I say that is necessary. The first step is talk with them, with him, because maybe he has a problem
Mm-hmm.
in
Okay.
his home, in the school. I think that is necessary um, uh, talk with them, with him. Sorry, and and ask same questions about what do you feel, what he feel, what happened with 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 him, because I don't know nothing about that this student.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because in this case I talk with him.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
And
Dialoguing is a good way to solving problems.
yes, and
Okay.
after with I talk with him, I find a solution,
Okay.
because this student maybe um is a um mm, is a is sad, or I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember, is he feel bad.
Upset. Yes.
Yes,
You feel
and
sad.
I found a solution for his problems,
Okay.
and create a comfortable place when the student feels safe, when the place when he want to participate in the class.
Yes, the first step may be a good solution. Talk about the dialogue because it's a good idea to know about the student's style life, and you can find together, yes, with him or her, solution for solving, right? Uh, for finishing this encounter, I would like to know, I would like to share with you a question. First, I'm going to tell you the question. and I would like to know your opinion since your own feelings. Yes, is in this case, you will attend your feelings. Yes. The question is, would you like to work uh, with a poor population? I say poor population when I mean, yes, the socioeconomic threat or situation. Yes, and why would you like it? Vivian, could you start, please? I'm writing the question.
But what's the okay.
Would you like to work with a poor population? Talking about socioeconomic threats and conditions.
Yes, probably. I guess that it will be a good experience because you can listen, you can be in touch with different situations, and you can understand, and even you can improve their abilities because I'm, I guess that the, those kind of people, poor people have a lot of abilities, and eventually they don't have the opportunity
Mhm.
to explore them. We can help them to improve their abilities, and they can be so happy or feel good learning another language because they know that English nowadays is really important, and they don't have the economic condition to pay a good school, to pay an academic, and what else, or even they don't have the opportunity to get a computer and internet or go to an internet station. So yes, I think that it will be a good experience, and I would like to try someday. It's nice.
Will you consider it would be useful for your personal and professional formation?
Yes, of course, because I think that they teach me to be flexible and be really practical in whatever situation because they are exposed to a um, different situation, and recently they get their objects, their things by their own way, or well, someone with a bad way, but they try. Yes, every day they are trying to be alive and find something to eat, to live, and I think that it's an important experience of life, and they add to my curriculum and my professional lifestyle. It's
Yes. And have you experienced any similar situation or no?
not really, but I think that it will be nice.
Yes, a great experience. Okay, thank you very much, Vivian. I'm
Okay,
going
welcome.
to continue with Angie. Thanks. Angie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I would like to know your opinion about if will you like to work with poor population and why?
Okay. Yeah, okay. I would like to work with low economic level
Mhm.
because I in other case I have opportunity to work with with this group, and I think I believe that the students have okay they have these students are uh, friendly, respectful, and they have a battles, a lot of battles, and I think that they are a good, very good persons because they try because they think that the teacher or the other person are the same with they.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that they are a excellent person to work. It is very different work with a poor person to reach for say that the this way.
Yes. Yes, you both are right. Uh, when you can experience a situation when we have to work or we can work better with a poor population, it's very comfortable for our formation and professional formation because I think when we can see the needs of other people, we can feel how comfortable we live, right? Because sometimes we can feel sad about basic situations, yes, that we can solve. But if you think about, for example, the people who haven't the opportunity to attend a class, to go to school, yes, there are a lot of groups, especially in our country, when the children are working, yes, and they don't have the opportunity to access school and they want to, right? And we have to think about it because it's a sensibility situation in our country. Like I told you, unfortunately, we can help all the people right now, but I believe also teachers we can solve step by step this problem and getting the opportunity for them to assist in school, or if we have the opportunity to go to different four places around this country, we can do it. Yes, it will be a great experience because they will be very grateful with us, right? And we have to take into account that if we're working with education, perhaps or sure, we will want to go to this poor population and attend them, right? So it's very important that you think about all the students who don't have the opportunity to share with their parents, yes, to know a screen, computer, normal game, yes, because they have different in hard works, yes. So I believe you you have done a great work today, guys. And I would like to tell you a recommendation. Just one recommendation that when you talk about person, you're meaning a singular word. Yeah? The plural of this noun is people. You don't have to say persons because that's incorrect, right? You have to avoid that kind of mistakes. And I'm telling you this like a kind of comfortable recommendation in order to improve it and avoid it in a next opportunity, right? Um, I don't like when you be embarrassed or you're upset about any comment because they're very good recommendation because I want you can improve together, right? So I would like to share with you an idea because I would like to start with some grammar classes with you using this type as appropriate, right? Because I know you can find different topics that are very difficult for us, or no, maybe no. But for example, I would like to share with you a class about phrasal verbs or any verbal tense, because I know sometimes we can make mistakes while we're talking, while we're speaking, yes, while we're listening, because we can change the order of words, maybe, yes. But I know we can improve, right? So I'm very grateful for your participation today, and that is all for today, guys. Please be attentive to your Skype because I'm going to share with you some tools to our next class. Right? Do you have any question?
Mm, Lord, if you have to correct me, please do it. I'm
Mhm.
learning, so don't worry. But you have mistakes that I know that I have mistakes, and so
Mhm.
please correct me. And you said something about the phrasal verb. Yes, that's really nice because I know that those phrasal verbs, my God, I know it's hard to really. I know some phrasal verbs, but it's complicated sometimes when it's more than 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, and say one thing. Oh my God, it's hard for me.
Yes. Hmm. Okay, thank you. Moreover, if you have a doubt about a singular topic, just tell me, right?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks for you, girls. Have a nice night. See you
Thank
on our
you.
next encounter. Okay, thank you.
Bye bye. Teacher, bye, Angie.
Mhm.